This week on The Gadget Show.
How to become a superstar DJ in just one day. In this week's challenge, Jason and I learn how to spin virtual discs, throw shapes, and boss our digital decks in just a few short hours.
Susie's going down.
And John puts his whole digital world on the line as he attempts to upgrade his PC to Vista.
Welcome to The Gadget Show. Now, before we get started, I thought I'd give you a little insight into my life and what it's like for me working with Jason Bradbury on this show. You see, we are both supposed to be sitting on this sofa right now telling you about these fantastic skateboards. But where is he? Is he here? No, because he is still playing outside with the skateboards. Oi, skater boy, come on.
I'm just trying to perfect the ollie.
Listen, we've got to start the programme.
Oh, Suze, you're worse than me mum.
I'm not worse than your mum. Hurry up,
right.
please. Point made.
Woo!
Welcome to The Gadget Show.
Hi, Suze. Right, what are we doing?
Right, you just sit there, yeah?
Oh, OK.
OK. Skateboarding may have started in the 1950s with wooden planks attached to roller skate wheels, but now it's hugely popular. Millions of devotees worldwide and talk about it becoming an Olympic sport. Unsurprisingly, it hasn't escaped the gadget revolution. More and more cutting-edge technology is finding its way onto and into these boards. So we packaged Jason up with some suitably baggy trousers and a little beanie hat to see if any of them were any good.
Do I not get to say anything then?
No.
Is that what you brought me up here for?
Yeah, it's made me feel really good.
I could have been doing my ollie in.
This is Epic, Europe's biggest skate park. It's 40,000 square feet of ramps, half-pipes, rails and straights. Most people here ride a traditional skateboard made from a laminate of 7 thin layers of Canadian maple with 4 urethane wheels and the all-important metal trucks that allow you to turn. It's a design that has changed little since the 1970s, and many believe they got things right the first time. But new incarnations of the skateboard are constantly hitting the streets, so we grabbed 3 of the latest to see if any of them could trump the traditional board. First up, I tried out a futuristic-looking board called the Wave.
Woohoo! Sideways, look at that, snowboard! It's like a snowboard, you can see the way it works. Look. This is much more like surfing on water on a surfboard or on snow on a snowboard. And the reason for that is, first of all, the spine in the middle. It can twist, OK? It's got a certain amount of movement in it. And you can see it's only got 2 wheels, which gives it the effect of kind of carving on a thinner platform. And they're allowed to move 360 degrees respectively, which gives you that ability to go sideways, which is something that a skateboard can't do.
One of the great things about the Wave is that you don't have to take your foot off to push. Twisting your hips and ankles gives the board momentum to roll, and in theory, you could keep going forever.
This thing is awesome, I tell you. It's taken me about 5 minutes to get more competent on this than I am on an old school skateboard.
I'm a snowboarder, and I think the Wave is the closest you'll get to carving down a mountain full of powder on tarmac.
Wow! This is so smooth. Look, I'll show you snowboard action. Look, sideways there. See that? I love it. I love it, right? When I'm demonstrating something, that's when I fall off.
Whilst the Wave is a mutation of the traditional skateboard, the next new skateboarding gadget we tried is a total reinvention. Let me introduce you to the X-Sliders.
These have got to be one of the most peculiar personal transport solutions I've ever come across. The idea is it's a skateboard chopped in half, all right? 1 miniature board for each foot. The only way I've found of getting any sense of mobility on them is for my left foot, my leading foot, to go up first, like that, and for me then to cast myself off very slowly. There we go. Then I'm kind of at a loss as to what I'm supposed to do. All right, bit of hips. Ah! Believe it or not, that was the best I've done it all day.
X-Sliders are touted as being a skateboard and a pair of roller skates in one cool, funky bright green package. But I couldn't stay on them for longer than 10 seconds, so I gave them to a top rollerblader to see if he could ride them and do any tricks. After an hour of practice, this is all he could manage. They were tough to get on and tough to steer, but the pros in the manufacturer's video made them look quite cool. Now from gimmicky to plain gorgeous. The last skateboard we tried out was a longboard from top car designers Venturi. Longboards were developed for the Californian seafront, where skateboarders can ride for miles. They can be up to ½ a metre longer than your average board, and they've got bigger wheels to give a smoother, faster riding experience. This exclusive design is one of the best.
It's called the Venturi Black Feather. It only weighs 3 kilograms and it's made of carbon fibre. In fact, they only made 200 of these things. This is the creme de la creme, and I'll show you why they're so cool. They just go!
In fact, they can go for so long that a British bloke called Dave Cornthwaite recently used a longboard to skate across Australia. That's 4,000 miles. I got another boarding pro to test ours out for us.
Look at that, the way he shunts it along, it's effortless. It just glides forever with no real muscle power. You can just look at the way he's standing, he's so relaxed. When you add to the classic longboard design modern materials like carbon fibre and high-quality aluminium, that's what you get.
Cool. You call that work?
I know some of the lads, the skateboarders, couldn't get over the fact that I was paid to do that.
Anyway, G ratings.
For the Black Feather, I'm going to start on a high, Susie. I'm going to give it 4 Gs. You know, if you live near a beachfront or a park with some nice long straights, this baby is the best way to get around. It's so easy just to put your foot down and cruise.
What about this one?
Another high scorer, again, 4 Gs. This is a really straight ride. It's also something that's not very difficult to get used to. It took me about 10 minutes to learn the technique.
To have a go on that,
I'd like to move up to tricks on that next. I think this could be one of the big toys come next Christmas.
OK, cool. And then finally...
The X-Sliders.
Yeah, the X-Sliders, which did look like ankle breakers to me.
Hats off to the design team that have obviously worked hard to try and do something completely different. They get a point for that, but they only get 2 Gs. Despite my enthusiasm for this, once you've got it sussed, after that, the novelty wears off. You can't actually do anything practical on them.
It did look a bit ridiculous.
Thank you.
Come and have a look at this. It's one of the biggest iPod accessories I've ever seen.
What do you mean, one of the biggest? It's got to be the biggest, doesn't it?
You never know. It's the Sound Leisure XI, which is what it looks like.
A Wurlitzer for
Exactly,
your
a
iPod.
classic Wurlitzer design for your iPod. It fits in here. Press
so nice.
play. And you get video as well.
That's a nice feature, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Which doesn't sound too bad, I think.
No, it doesn't.
And it certainly has lots of period features to be sort of reminiscent of all these past eras. It also opens up to reveal its sound innards. It is stereo, in spite of the fact the speakers are close together.
I must admit, I like to see the old vinyl drop down and start playing, you know.
Ah, you're just so romantic.
I know.
Susie, did you know that in the last 3 years, us Brits have downloaded 82 million songs? Eh? That's 1 song every second.
No, I didn't know that, but I do now. How do you know that?
Research!
OK, why are we talking about down?
Oh, there is a reason, all right? This seismic shift in the way that we consume music is affecting not just, the buying of tracks, but the wider world of music, specifically nightclubs and the world of the superstar DJ.
I know where you're going.
Which was the inspiration for this week's fantastic challenge. This is nice, isn't it? Eh? Coffee, croissant, lovely day, lovely company.
Jason,
Well,
that's unexpectedly nice of you.
I know.
Thank you very much.
I'm just in a good mood.
I feel really relaxed today.
Yeah. Well, don't get too relaxed.
Why not?
Because it's a challenge day, you know that.
You the guys from the Gadget show?
Yeah.
You've got to use that new technology to black your way as a DJ. You can only with the MP3s. And in 6 hours' time, you've got to perform to the public.
In case you missed the challenge rules our 2 beatboxers expertly delivered, here they are again. This is a digital DJing challenge. We've got to use new technology to blag our way as DJs. And we can only mix with MP3s.
And in 6 hours' time, we've got to put on a public performance, which is frankly a terrifying prospect.
Good luck.
Wow!
Hey, cool. Thank you.
Guys!
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.
I've never mixed anything in my life.
Well, you see, Suze,
You're at a disadvantage, honey, all right? What can I say? I was born in the 80s.
Yeah, not so much superstar DJ material, more kind of mobile disco, have a go DJ. But nevertheless, I played many venues in the 80s in the Northeast. Please!
Yeah, whatever. Look, you seem to know what you're doing. Again, have you got any advice for me?
It's about hardware, it's about software, it's about MP3s, so that's the area that you need to be looking into, all right? Apart from, of course, the obvious, you know, as my grandma used to say, just feel the beat, honey, and get jiggy with it.
And that is your advice,
That's what my nan used to say.
Get jiggy with it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Susie.
You look
fantastic.
ridiculous.
Thank you very much. You see, the strange thing is, this is exactly what I was wearing in about 1982, on the streets of Lincoln, all right, when I looked the bomb.
Hey, you know what, though?
What?
Good spinning on the decks.
Thank you very much.
Very impressive. But will that be enough to win the challenge? Because you can't make a club tune out of a studded belt and a pair of tight white jeans, can you? No, you can't.
It takes... What does it take then, Susie?
I think it's going to take technology to win this challenge. And I am feeling very confident.
Is that why you're leaning forward, to add emphasis?
Yes. Okay. I'm emphasising my confidence. Stick around to find out how we get on. I think I'm going to win this.
Can I go and get changed now?
I think you should.
Thank you.
Right, now I want to talk to you about Vista, Microsoft's shiny new operating system. Visit any computer shop, except Apple centres, obviously, and you'll be bombarded with hoardings and posters inviting you to upgrade to Vista and enjoy a brave new world. The wow is now, its makers claim. But for many PC users who have actually upgraded to Vista, that exuberant wow seems to have turned into an exasperating how. Within days of its release, the internet was awash with horror stories. Hardware running slower than usual, system crashes, and incompatibilities with everything from printers to webcams. Even Apple had to issue a statement warning that its popular iTunes software and Windows Vista were a marriage made in hell, together capable of corrupting your beloved iPod. But despite the bad press, I've decided to jump in at the deep end. I'm going to upgrade the Bentley family PC to Vista, regardless. And the first thing I've done is I've gone to the Microsoft website and downloaded a program called Windows Vista Upgrade Advisor. It's a program that takes a look at your computer's hardware, particularly how much RAM it's got, how fast the processor is, and it tells you whether it's capable of running Vista. Well, the good news is that it says it can run Vista. The slightly disappointing news is that it's recommending Vista Home Basic, whereas I thought my computer was good enough to run Home Premium. The Upgrade Advisor looked at all the hardware and software I was running and gave me an idea of problems I might encounter during the installation. For one, I was lacking a Vista driver for my Nikon film scanner and possibly one for my sound card too. There might also be some compatibility problems with my firewall Zone Alarm. They're not compatible with Vista just yet. And bizarrely, Microsoft's own Windows Messenger program. A bit disconcerting, but I hoped updates would be available online. 45 minutes and 10 downloads later, I was ready to go. I made the choice to install Vista Premium, despite what the Upgrade Advisor told me, on the grounds that my computer matched all the system requirements. I hoped it was a decision I wouldn't live to regret. OK, goodbye, dull, boring XP. Hello, Vista. OK, Mr. Gates, I'm ready to be wowed. Now, anyone who's ever installed a new operating system on their PC will know that once you've popped the disk in, you're in for a bit of a wait. Several hours in this case. Ich habe es eilig! Ooh, it's finished. Can't wait to see what we've got. Right, well, I've clicked start, and it appears to have frozen, which isn't a good start. Oh, 1 hour and 20 minutes for this! What I'll ask you to remember is that this is my home PC, the only one my family has to use. I've no safety net and no backups. If this computer stops working, I'm well and truly stuffed. It is It is spinning, I think. It had obviously all gone wrong. I'd killed my PC. That's the Vista. And we're just looking at it. Ah! Whew. That is a relief. That is a relief. I was only 30 seconds away there from pressing reset. Ah, no, it's all happening. After an hour and 40 minutes doing nothing, everything seems to have happened all at once. The sense of relief was extraordinary. At that moment, I couldn't care less about how clever or inventive Vista was. I was just totally and utterly relieved I had a computer that worked again. Keyboard, mouse and monitor were fine. I've got sound. That was supposed to cause me problems, but it didn't. It seems pretty good. My DVDs seem to be playing through the new Windows Media Center interface. Even my venerable Nikon film scanner works. Now that is a relief. Is the internet happening? Yes. So that's good.
Oh, John, I was holding my breath for you there.
Yes, I was expecting the worst.
Yes, but it came on.
Yeah.
And you've been using it all week. Now, have there been any bugs or bugbears, indeed?
Well, happily, there have been no hardware issues, though I was a bit disappointed on the software front. Some of my favourite bits of software don't actually quite work under Vista, particularly there's a video editing programme I like, and I even had a few disappointments with Microsoft's own programme, Word 2003, which is supposed to be wholly compatible.
Really? So what about as an upgrade? Would you recommend it?
Absolutely not.
That's quite categoric, isn't it?
Because it is very expensive. And also, I think there's bound to be something in your computer system, whether it's hardware or software, that isn't compatible, and why subject yourself to that trouble? You'd be far better off to put that money aside and spend it on your new computer, which will come with Vista anyway.
And as an overall kind of view of Vista, then, is it a negative or is it a positive?
Actually, it's quite positive. I mean, it is better than XP in a number of ways. It's got a much better search function, which XP was always very slow at. It's actually quite attractive to look at, not quite as attractive as Mac OS X, perhaps, but it is an improvement. So it's probably worth having eventually, by which time they've probably sorted out quite a few of the bugs.
On the critical list, we look at what's latest and what's best in a particular area of gadgetry. And this week, we're looking at Gadget textiles. So, shall I kick off?
Yeah.
OK, you know sometimes when you get a text from somebody that you really, really like and it makes you feel warm inside? Well, with this jacket, the Flame 5, you can feel warm on the outside. OK, so using Bluetooth technology, you can communicate with me with heat. You can make me feel warm. So, right, I'll show you what I mean. In here, I've got my Bluetooth, right? And my electrical circuits that go all around these red bands. So if you configure your phone to the simple program called Smart Fashion, you can put in your own text messages like, I love you, I need you, whatever you want.
Set it to certain words.
Set it to certain words to respond. Then your phone tells your jacket via Bluetooth that the messages come in and it heats particular areas of the coat.
Well, I've got clothing of different sort, clothing for your laptop, or more precisely for your ultra-mobile PC. But a company called Elixon has come up with this, which is a case for a new MPC that incorporates a keyboard, which I think is pretty clever. Yeah. When you decide you want to type your thesis or whatever, you whip the UMPC out, plug in the USB on the side, and it automatically connects up to the keyboard, and you can type away. It actually has 5 layers in the fabric, and when you depress the keys, it completes a circuit, and the fabric's clever enough to know where you're pressing it, which I think is pretty good. So if you've been put off getting a UMPC because of the lack of a keyboard, this could be the answer.
I've got something really cool to show you.
Go on.
OK, a little bit of the future, right here.
That looks like the past.
Well, this looks like, what, Play-Doh or something, doesn't it? Or that kind of snot that you used to get when you
It's
were a
like
kid.
school that
Right,
band,
look, so if I hold it there, you can see how malleable it is. Just push my thumb through it. Can you see that? It's really malleable. Push my thumb through it.
Yeah.
OK, however, if I form a shape, a little peak. Now watch this. This is a mallet. OK, I'm going to hit it as hard as I can. OK, ready? Ah, can you see the peak that I made is still there? The idea is when it has a quick, fast force, the molecules just refuse to move. They say, no, we're not moving. So one of its applications...
Where are you going to wear it?
In clothing that has a protective function, like this beanie, OK?
Good, but I'd like to see it in action.
All right, no problem, because I have a little demonstration set up over here in my laboratory. All right, there are 2 melons and 2 beanies. One's a normal beanie and one has got the material that I've been talking about, D3O, inside. So it's effectively a beanie crash helmet. See if you can tell which one it is as I apply what would be blunt trauma.
Oh.
Right?
That's pretty good.
What?
Try the other one. Let's have a look at the difference in effect. Coming in, one of the cameras coming in. I'll show you the difference of effect. This is the second one.
Ow.
OK?
Oh my goodness, that looks painful.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's all blood and stuff coming out.
Yes, and we'll open the one with the protective hat in it.
Not a dent.
Basically, that is completely intact and it's very
tiny
solid.
bruise versus a complete...
That's amazing.
Absolutely phenomenal. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the future of safety clothing in a beanie. Welcome back to our digital DJing challenge.
Yet the rise of music downloading has led to a whole new style of DJ. You now get a live performance from a guy with a laptop or people mixing MP3s together.
For the last few years, MP3 mixing has slowly been evolving. It used to be a bit rubbish, but now I think it's fair to say that there's enough hardware and software on the market to make it a viable option for those people that want to perform their music in front of a crowd. So our challenge is, of course, to become DJs within the space of one day.
It wasn't too much of a problem for mix master Jace over here because he's done it before. However, for me, I didn't know where to start. I didn't have a clue, and quite frankly, I was terrified.
I knew exactly how to do it. Well, I kind of knew where to start. Anyway, I headed straight for the local music shop, and within about 30 seconds, I'd found this awesome Technics deck. It was the world's first direct drive digital turntable, and it takes CDs, MP3s, AACs, and even has an SD memory card reader. But that wasn't all. There was kit everywhere.
This is what I'm talking about.
This iCDX is a kind of play-all device. It's got a CD slot in the front, but the best bit is that you can plug your iPod into it. You can select any track from your iPod, and it gives you full control over how you want to manipulate it.
Let's see if I can scratch this record in.
While Jason was already getting stuck into the high-tech, I still hadn't started. I figured the only way to get on was to get online. It is, after all, the internet that has fueled the revolution in digital DJing. Over the last 3 years, over 187 million singles were downloaded legally in Europe. There's a lot of music out there that people can access instantly, so anyone can start up as a DJ without embarrassing themselves.
I found this site. It's called splicemusic.com. And basically, people have posted their own recordings and sound bites and things, well, for me to listen to, really.
It also shows how they've mixed their tunes and lets you remix them if you think you can do it better. It got me more into the mindset of the DJ, but it still wasn't right for me. It's more production than performance-based. I needed to find something pretty quickly if I was going to master it for my show.
I'd carried on looking around the store, and there's just so much fantastic technology around these places. I felt confident I'd got this challenge wrapped up.
Susie's going down. Susie's going down tonight. Yo.
The D-Squared Director imports tunes from any USB device and stores them in its central memory, where you can mix between them. Whereas a laptop could crash or try and update itself mid-set, this machine is really simple to use.
So it's just importing tracks off my USB, which is a great concept. I mean, forget your great big record bag. All you need is a USB stick to go to your venue and keep the whole party going for 24 hours. You see, I do like this. Just fade it out. It's very nice. It's an interesting evolution from the traditional Technics 1200 interface, OK? I like it, but it's too big. I've got to entertain a load of people. I need to be mobile today. I need something far more transportable.
It was my time to shine, and shine I did, with a quick succession of successes. First, I found this awesome-looking program for a Mac called DJ. It's a mixing software that works seamlessly with iTunes, but the best bit is that it's open source. That means it's completely free. I'm not a Mac user, though, so I dug a little further and found something similar for the PC. Q is really flexible, really simple professional software that you can get for free on a 20-day trial. To start with, it appears to be a little bit daunting, but you soon get used to it. The best bit is the visual representation of the beats, which helps you mix when you're first starting. I'd found exactly what I was looking for.
Whereas, despite all my earlier confidence, it was back to the drawing board for me. Everything I'd found needed a mixer, an amp, and some speakers, some power, and so on.
I know there's something out there, I just don't know what it is yet.
Now, it took me a while, but eventually I tracked down my perfect device.
Yes! Superb! Could be very special. Great. Perfect mix! DJ Susie P!
Thank you very much. So here we go then, so you can hear me.
That was really good.
All right, Ellen, all right.
Wasn't it, though?
I'm using the Q software, that's C-U-E, and my only bugbear with it was, when I first found it was quite difficult to use with the mouse, but then I found this. It's called Total Control, and it was fantastic, and it did completely save my life. You just use a USB to plug it into your computer, and the interface on here is exactly the same as what you're seeing on here. It's fantastic. It makes your life so simple. I really am loving mixing with this.
You've got that DJ excitement about you.
But, you know when we saw you last?
Yes.
You had a great idea.
I had an inspiration moment, didn't I?
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, I had a eureka moment. It was about these.
They're from Nintendo
All right,
Wii.
they are my Nintendo Wii controllers, but wait! I got on the internet, okay, I surfed a whole bunch of forums, went to various websites and such, and I found a fantastic thing called DJing, all right? You start with a piece of normal digital DJ software, Traktor in this case. I am. Traktor will cost you quite a lot of money, so I've got a free demo of it, yeah? But the clever bit is something called Glove Pie, which was developed by some geezer in his bedroom, okay?
Yeah.
He's giving it away for free, and it enables you essentially to map the Bluetooth signals from a couple of Wii controllers to your PC and operate the DJing software. Right, there's a bit of music that we know and love. I'm just going to put a mix point in. Here we go.
Yeah.
And moving on, baby.
Welcome back and welcome to, quite frankly, the scariest challenge that I have ever had to face on this show. So far, in this series alone, I've been shot at, frozen in a bath of ice, I've had a mountain bike accident. But I don't mind any of those.
It was my fault, by the way.
It was your fault, because they're all physical. What I do mind is the prospect of being scared, witless and humiliated.
Well, as I, on the other hand, I like that.
What?
The humiliation thing, no problem with me.
You like being humiliated?
Yeah, try me out. Try to say something to me.
Well, your ears stick out a bit.
That's a horrible thing to say. Do you really think that?
No! You said you like being humiliated.
It's a horrible thing to say.
So, the DJing challenge then. We had to become DJs for a day using gadgets, and we rejoined the story. I'm joking. We rejoined the story as we've both chosen our respective DJing gadgets. All we needed now was a venue to play at.
Do you think it's this haircut? Does it accentuate them?
I'd got my software sorted and I'd got my hardware sorted. Now all I needed was a venue to play, and I needed it quickly.
Don't have live music, even though I'm really good.
No.
As if this challenge hadn't been difficult enough, no one was willing to let me play my funky music.
I was struggling as well. Then I hit on an idea.
Do you know what? I don't know what I'm worrying about. I should hold the party here, yeah? I should bring the music of the street to the street, huh? Absolutely perfect.
I needed to get my stage set, so I accosted the friendly occupants of a nearby promotions bus for a table and some power, and some tape, and some boxes, so I could bust my moves.
I'll just start a track going. There we go. Set up a little cut back. Carry on now. There you go. Right, I'm just going to put in a little loop coming up. That bit. There you go. I just did that by pressing the A button. It's as simple as that, and you can program these things to do whatever you want. What I love about this, I'll just move it on, off this loop. Ready? See?
Once I'd set up, I was ready to play. The Wii controllers are connected wirelessly to the PC via Bluetooth, and after a couple of bits of code are loaded in, they control the mixing software.
That's my loop! I did that!
I was still looking for a club, but I stumbled across something much better.
Look that way, look that way.
What are you doing here?
Is this your gig?
What are you talking about?
What are you doing?
This is my gig, yeah.
You're
right.
busking.
I'm not.
You're busking.
I'm bringing the music of the street to the street, Susie. Hey? All right? Can you say that you're... All right, can you do this, all right?
She didn't even have a gig yet, and she was taking the mick. I just had to show her.
All right. All right, Sue.
All right. Right, not bad, but do you want to see some of my moves? I've got a bit of help. Boys,
Hang on a minute.
get out of the way.
What was that all
Get out of the way.
What?
Woo!
I used to break dance outside C&A in Lincoln back in the 80s, but I haven't done it for about 4 years. These guys do it every day, and they were good. I gave it one last push, though. Not bad for a 38-year-old, though, eh?
Oh, Jason, very impressive. There was still the small matter, though, of my performance. Luckily, my breakdancers gave me a tip and I headed off to one final club.
In your club?
You can have a go.
Can I?
Yeah, come on in. Go for it.
Thank you.
Despite losing at the dancing, Jason had put on a public performance as per the challenge. He'd not really done that much mixing, though, and there was still time for me to take victory. All I had to do was stand in the DJ booth and play with some kit that I'd barely used to do something I'd never done before in my life. Simple. The director and a researcher rounded some people up and ushered them into the club. Gradually, it started to fill, and they were waiting for one thing: me. To start with, the lifesaver was the sync button. Press it and the most prominent beats on the bar match up, rescuing you from any bad mixes.
All right, that was a practice.
After a while, though, I started to push it. I even started to enjoy myself. And you know what? I don't think I did too badly, to be fair. I even threw in a little rewind.
Come on, I conceded. You were fantastic.
I'd like to accept that praise as being my own. However, I have to say that software was fantastic.
I'd like to play with these a bit more, but I've got to say that as a solution, you know, my Wii controllers aren't quite there yet, all right? But it bodes really well for the future when DJs are actually going to join the party and start dancing about. So it's all good. Spin us a tune, Suze, and we'll wrap the show up. Go for
the
it.
Gadget Show theme tune?
Absolutely, DJ Susie P, little remix.
Oh, all right then. OK, here we go.